90s? Who was living here in Arizona? A lot, pretty good. Back in the 90s, I was a student at ASU, and I had lived there in Tempe, and I really enjoyed ASU, and at the time, ASU was really growing. Mill Street, all of the stores, the shops, all of the different things there, the coffee shops on the corner had just opened, and oh, it was really neat. And the mountain, everybody climbed a mountain. It was really nice. During March is, of course, spring break. A lot of people take off and go to other places, go to the beach, California, Florida, can go skiing. But I had some friends from Maryland that had been back east their whole life and they wanted to come to Phoenix. I'm like, really? Arizona? Spring break in Phoenix? Huh, who knew? All you're gonna see is desert, desert, another desert. I mean, really, but okay, that's what you want to see. So as they were getting ready to come in, I'm like, where should we go? Well, we'll go, hike a mountain, Camelback Mountain. Okay, what else? We can go South Mountain. All right, so yeah, I mean, they're pretty much the same, but different. But okay, I'm trying to be creative, and then we had volleyball men, out on Mill area, and so we decided to go to a volleyball game. And one thing I have to say is it's very dry here. And so you have to drink a lot of water. I'm like, yeah, that's right. That's what my friends kept saying. God, it's so dry. So we're at the volleyball game, and I'm like, oh, I'm so glad there's something interesting to do. Watch all these guys play volleyball. And as we did so in the afternoon, the sun is going down. As you know, driving west, you have the sun in your face, and it's just burning you like an oven, and it's like not going anywhere. And you're like, hello, seriously, can I have some shade? No. So my friends were just like, I can't believe how it never goes away. And I'm like, right. Okay, so now what do we do? Okay, something cool, I have an idea. Let's go to Fat Tuesdays. Do y'all remember? Uh-huh. My friends are like, what? Fat Tuesdays? Who's ever heard of it? Okay, well, if you've had a Slurpee from 7-Eleven, like an icy, it's the same thing. That's Fat Tuesdays, but it has alcohol in it. So my friends were like, oh, right, we're there. Okay, so, I invited some friends, some local friends to come join us, and there was about 6 deaf people together, with all my friends. I was all excited, and we go in, and I'm like, oh my God, it's packed. You couldn't breathe, it was so tight. Sardines is another definition. Let me just say that I'm like, hello, trying to get through to the bartender. And I'm like, excuse me, hello, mind me, excuse me, hello. Oh my God. So we kind of made a chain and we wiggled our way towards the bar. And I'm like, okay, so here, I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna talk in sign language. Well, it was so tight, I couldn't. I had to mumble. I'm like, hello, I want a drink. No, nobody's gonna see me. Come on, just follow me. Keep close. Touch, let's move. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And I'm like, this is a lot of work. Come on, don't stop, let's go. Wiggle. Oh, we finally get to the bar. I'm up all the way, it's my midriff here, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna order drinks, and everybody's looking, and the bartender is pacing back and forth, and I'm like, hello, excuse me, hello, So you know how the bar has the stools, and everybody sits at the stool? And so there was this guy sitting here to my left, this very long-legged guy, and I'm up on him, and I've got his leg, and I'm like, hi, and I look up, and he's cute. Oh, very cute. And my friends are like, no. And I'm like, come on, he's cute. Don't even think about it, Missy. Deaf community, the rule is deaf to deaf, not hearing, deaf, they don't work, don't do it. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm waiting for the bartender, and he's pacing, and finally he comes over, and I'm like, great. Oh, I didn't bring paper and pencil. How am I going to talk to him? So finally, we're pointing, and the drinks start coming, and I take my drink and I push it over my shoulder to the next person. Now we're done. We're ready to leave. we can't leave. We are stuck in this can. And I'm looking at this going, hi. And the guy looks at me and he's like, He starts talking to me. And of course, I'm like, no, not a thing. Sorry, can't help you. And he's like, blah, 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 you know, talk. And I'm like, no, not a clue. And he looks at me, he's like talking at me again. And I'm like, what do I do? My friend, no, come here, Missy, look at me. And I'm like, hey, my driver's license. I pull it out and I show him, that's me. He's like, oh, wait a second, pulls out his. He shows me his. I'm like, oh, David is cute. Oh, he's smart. This hearing man's clever. I'm like, driver's license? He has a military ID, and he didn't show me that. Right? I was quite surprised and impressed. So I'm stuck here. I'm like, we want to leave, and my friends and I are, I'm like, hi, yeah, we're all friends. And I signed the friend, and he looks at me because he doesn't know a thing about sign language. And he goes, and I'm like, what do I do? What do I say? So something happened, and we exchanged phone numbers. And I'm like, I have to, and we need to leave now. Wiggle, wiggle, bye-bye. Gave him my phone number. We wiggle out, and my friends are like, what are you thinking? And they were so taken back by all the people. And they thought the town would be dead because, you know, it's spring break. And I'm like, well, no, it's actually quite often. And a few days later, he called me. David asked me to go out to lunch. That's really good because I didn't want to go out to dinner. And that's a really good way to limit our time and a good, safe escape. I can leave to go to work. So this is awesome. We went our way. It was great. It was awesome. You know, we got together and we hit it off. We rode back and forth. And I was impressed because, you know, he wanted to go hiking. And I'm like, hey, I can do that. And I love to hike. And he does too. So I'm like, oh, this is great. Okay, so, you know, we talked a little bit about where. Echo Canyon. That's a challenge. It's got some challenges, and it can be hard on the knees. But he's military, right? He can hang. Let's see. Let's check it out. So we did. We're meeting Saturday morning. Before we met, I got to thinking, what did I do? My friends like to go hiking, and when deaf people hike, you know how the trails are so thin, they're what, 1.5 feet, 2 feet, and that's it. No, you know, one person behind another, and that's it. And a deaf person, if you see something neat, a pretty flower or cactus or something, what you do, you don't, you know, you can run up and tap the person in front of you to get, tap them on the shoulder to get their attention, but you know, it's our thing. It's a deaf thing, but a hearing person, what they. You know, like you guys, you don't do that. You walk on a trail, one person in front of the other, like Dave. For me, if Dave was behind me, he could have fallen off a cliff and I would never know because I wouldn't hear anything and I'd look back and go, where'd he go? You know, so I'm thinking about this and I'm like, okay. So before we started, I said, look, Dave, when we go up this hike, if you see something that's interesting or pretty, maybe a cactus or something, maybe a Gila monster. Oh, I so want to see a Gila monster. I haven't seen one in forever, so I'm like, oh, get my attention. Just really quickly pick up a pebble, not off of the trail. No, we have to respect the environment. Pick up a pebble about so big. Just gently toss it next to me. Okay, next to me. And it'll catch my eye and I'll turn around and look back. Okay? Got it? I was like, well, he picked that up for you. He was impressed. And he's like, okay, I'll try that. Yeah. So we take off and I'm in front of him and we're walking. And I'm just admiring. All of a sudden, there's this big rock goes rolling by me. Something's wrong. I turn back around and Dave, wow, it worked. Really? Really? Come on. But I have to tell you, the rest is history. We've now been married 26 years. 3 beautiful girls.